And sex, I assume. You fuck other people in here?
Great question.
You must, right?
I have, but it takes a lot of work, and I try to live my life at this point with as little effort as possible.
Huh. Have we roped up?
This week's pick is Palm Springs. Minor spoilers ahead. We suggest that you watch this blind for maximum enjoyment. Directed by Max Barbaco and written by Andy Samberg, Palm Springs stars Andy Samberg and Cristin Milioti. The movie, which was released on Hulu in 2020, is a sci-fi romantic comedy about two people who relive the same day over and over again, like Groundhog Day. The movie starts with Niles, played by Brooklyn Nine-Nine's Andy Samberg, nonchalantly going through his day at the wedding of his girlfriend's friend. Niles, who first comes off as a sad boy, goes through the motions, looking uninterested in the festivities. During the reception, he meets the sister of the bride, Sarah, who is played by Cristin Milioti of How I Met Your Mother. They hit it off after Niles finds out that his girlfriend is cheating on him. As they hook up in the woods, a mysterious man appears and goes after Niles. They end up in a glowing cave. It was later revealed that Niles has been living through the same day for years, maybe even decades. And now Sarah is stuck in it too because she followed him inside the cave. What makes this movie very relatable is how eerily similar our pandemic-era lives are compared to Niles and Sarah's time-loop predicament. This might be the perfect allegory to our current situation where the days are the same, but it can also resonate even without the pandemic as life can be really repetitive. At its core, Palm Springs says that having someone to live this life with makes you see things from a brand new perspective. You see things that you don't normally see when you're alone, and that's the beauty of living this mundane, repetitive life with someone. It makes the burden bearable. It somehow makes existence worth it. Niles' perspective changes once he shares a time loop experience with Sarah. He sees that there can be more to life than the usual crap he's gotten used to. Don't get me wrong, living an independent life is great and it can be amazing at times too, but as Sarah said to Niles,
I can survive just fine without you, you know. But there's a chance that this life can be a little less mundane with you in it.
life gets a bit easier with the right person. Palm Springs treads familiar rom-com ground but puts a fresh sci-fi twist on it. The insane chemistry from Andy Samberg and Cristin Milioti makes Niles and Sarah one of the best movie couples out there. The actual science stuff is a little wishy-washy, but if you can suspend your disbelief, you're in for a fun ride. There is no dull moment as you'd expect from a movie that stars Andy Samberg. Palm Springs is a heartwarming movie that will satisfy fans of rom-com, sci-fi, and existential movies. You should definitely watch this. The Watcher gives Palm Springs a 4 out of 5 rating. The Watcher gives Palm Springs a 4 out of 5 rating.
Don't forget to watch the previous episodes of You Should Be Watching This, where The Watcher highlights underrated movies and shows in the history of mankind. I'm your host, The Watcher.